got the grassroots up?
Well, it only gave me a little bit.
Y'all ready or we need a minute?
Grassroots act. Look.
Action Center?
Yeah.
Yeah, it only gave me a little bit on here.
Okay, go into it, and then it's gonna bring up the different legislative agendas. See, I'll pass it to you
Okay.
in between. So, okay. Let me take this off and put this down. Okay, we're ready.
All right, I'll give us a clap too. We'll start. All right, I'm recording. And 3, 2, 1. And
Good afternoon and welcome to Smash Talk. Today, we're going to have a special person with us that has served the United States military. Today's topic will be the American Legion and the American Legion family of organizations. There are 4 that we will be discussing today: the American Legion, the American Legion Auxiliary, the Sons of the American Legion, as well as the American Legion Riders. And our co-host today is Mr. Global Don.
Hooah! How you guys doing today? That's a military intro.
Yes, and you served us.
Yes, ma'am. For both Iraq and Afghanistan wars, served active duty in the United States Army from 1999 from 2005.
And we want to say thank you to your service, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes, thank you for your service.
Yes, ma'am.
What we wanted to do today is just share with you about the largest advocate organization for veterans in the United States and abroad, because we know that we have veterans and active duty members that live all around the world and are on post in various countries and territories around the world. So we want to share some information with you today. And I want to say that I'm Candace Wicks, and I am the daughter of a veteran, the late Private First Class Samuel Wicks. And he served during the Korean War era, and he was a member of the U.S. Army. And we did bury my father with military honor. So it is my privilege to stand on his DD 214 as his daughter, as a member of the American Legion Auxiliary. And I am a member of unit number 453 at Love Field here in Dallas, Texas. And it's so important for us to understand that we have veterans that are going through a lot at this time in the world. And we say we love our veterans, and our veterans have been at the forefront of all of the various wars from the Civil War until the present. And so we just want to talk about the ways that you can become a member of these various organizations. And so the first thing we would like to do is share just a brief video that tells you about the history of the American Legion and why it became to be.
Since the early 20th century, the American Legion has been America's leading voice for veterans and their communities. But before the American Legion came to the United States, its founders were overseas. They were over there. On February 15, 1919, an official meeting was held to discuss details on how to help solve the issues with veterans coming home.
There weren't any benefits for those who fought in World War I. You were given $60 and you got a train ticket to the closest station nearest your home.
The American Legion began their work by approaching Congress and lobbying for veterans' rights and benefits. As the Legion grew stronger in membership numbers, their programs also expanded. World War II was the deadliest conflict in military history. It is estimated that approximately 70 million people around the world were killed.
The veteran comes back, takes off his uniform, puts on his civilian clothes, and all of a sudden, he's just part of the community.
With the World War II veterans coming home, the Legion became increasingly concerned. They started working on a new legislative bill. The first ever GI Bill in 1944 was created by the American Legion.
To our veterans, the GI Bill will mean if I serve my country's going to see that I have a real opportunity.
The American Legion will never give up on efforts to achieve the fullest possible accounting for those that are missing in action.
Things would happen like radicals burning flags on the campus at Ohio State University. And sometimes that got to me to the point where I'd just about become physically sick.
The American Legion formed what is today known as the Citizens Flag Alliance, and that is to secure legal protection under the Constitution for the flag of the United States.
What higher priority can there be than having the government and the media incite Americans to be grateful to the people who offer up their lives for us? Where would we be without those people?
It is difficult to show how much we really appreciate the men and women who serve in the military. It is even more difficult for ordinary citizens to understand the readjustment and assistance needed for veterans when they return back into society.
To see the American Legion, to see the auxiliary, to see the Sons of the American Legion go out and do this work because they truly believe it, because they truly have a passion for it. It's incredibly inspiring, and it's something we can all learn from.
A strong national security, veterans affairs and rehabilitation, mentoring youth, and promoting Americanism. The American Legion truly is a national legacy.
Yes, the American Legion has been around for a number of years, but we still have a need for the American Legion. Let me just share this with you. Right now, we are looking to help our servicemen and women with service dogs, and there is a bill that is coming up before Congress, and it's called the SAVES Act, S-A-V-E-S Act. And let me tell you what it says. The Service Dogs Assisting Veterans Act. The Serving Dogs Assisting Veterans Act. Too many veterans are left without critical support they need to recover from visible and invisible wounds of war. For those living with physical disabilities, PTSD, and other service-connected conditions, the lack of access to trained service dogs represents a major gap in care, and it's time to close that gap. The American Legion recognizes the profound impact service dogs have on veterans' lives. These dogs assist their companions with much needed daily tasks, such as retrieving items, opening doors, providing balance support, which are invaluable for veterans with mobility challenges. Moreover, service dogs can detect and respond to medical emergencies such as seizures or panic attacks, offering an added comforting layer of safety and independence. The American Legion supports H.R. 2605 and S. 1441, the Service Dogs Assisting Veterans Act, based on resolution number 134, service dogs for injured service personnel and veterans with mental health conditions. We want to ensure that veterans have access to service dogs. If you would please do this for us, there's a website called votersvoice.net, and it has the American Legion campaigns. What you would do is, and you don't have to be a member of the military or even related to a military person. If you are a concerned citizen, you will put your name, address, email, your email address, your phone, and then say you will be a supporter. So you're not necessarily a member, but you are a non-member advocate. It will populate to your U.S. senators and U.S. representatives an email letter that will just say, please support the Service Dogs Assisting Veterans Act. And then you push the button and it will send it right to Washington, D.C. Can you talk to us about how important it is to have special programs to help military people transfer back into civilian life?
Yes, ma'am. It's very important because when we get out of the military, they teach us to be so rock solid. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't complain about anything. You don't need help with anything. But actually, we do. You know what I mean? So when we get out, take that tough skin off. There's places like the VA. There's places like the Legion that you can go to. You know what I mean? That they can have those, any activity that you could think of that you would need the resources to while you was in the military. They have them right there at those facilities. You know what I mean? And it being out of the military, you miss that camaraderie of that the military family. You know what I mean? You know, when you stay close to a base, the vibe is different. You know what I'm saying? The vibe is different from a military base to a civilian. So to come to one of the Legions or the VA, it's like you're back home. You know what I mean? I joined the military when I was 17 years old. So I went straight from high school. My class was still in high school. I finished AITN basic training before they even got out of school. But to just be in your grade of people, you know what I mean, what you call family, what you call home, is wonderful. So it's very important, you know what I mean? It's real nice.
Yes, and there is a supporting group to the veterans and the veterans' families called the American Legion Auxiliary. And we are about to see a short video on one of the major national projects that the American Legion Auxiliary supports. Okay. And it has to do with making sure that the veterans get to see their memorials in D.C. So we want to go ahead and play that video at this time about one of the projects from the ALA, American Legion Auxiliary.
Honor Flight is an opportunity to fly veterans to Washington, D.C. to see their memorials that stand in their honor, and it's totally free for them.
I became involved around 2018 with Honor Flight. My parents are both World War II veterans, and my husband was a Navy veteran of the Vietnam era. And this was an organization, they were looking for volunteers, and so I signed up.
Our first flight went out in November with a mere 58 World War II veterans. And the gentleman that started that program knew that I was highly involved with the American Legion Auxiliary. He called me 24 hours before the second flight and said, "Hey, Amy, what are you doing tomorrow?" He had a guardian that dropped off and he asked if I could do it. And of course I dropped everything because I wanted to be part of this mission. And that's all it took, was that one flight in the spring of 2009 to get me sucked into this program. The Honor Flight program actually started out for the World War II veterans because it was their memorial that was actually built 60 years after the end of World War II.
They tend to pick anybody that is a World War II veteran first, and then they go down the row. Korea, Vietnam, and it's completely free to the veteran.
It was pretty incredible to see all these memorials. Vietnam Memorial, World War II Memorial, the Women's Vietnam Memorial through their eyes. As a first-timer to Washington, D.C., it was pretty incredible experience.
We're able to go see Vietnam from there. We try to be prepared on our bus ride there to locate names and panels so that our veterans know where they're going to find their comrades.
There are escorts there, and there are people there helping you, and do you need anything? And we're going to push your dad because you're going to push him all day.
They always need ground crew, and that's people to help put wheelchairs on their buses or off of buses.
Unfortunately, I did not have the opportunity to take the flight with my dad. My dad was a World War II Army veteran. My late father passed away just shy a year before the Honor Flight program started. But on all the flights, he goes with me. And I look at that plane full of veterans, and all I see is my dad.
I submitted my dad's name. He's a Navy Vietnam veteran. I know personally my dad was just so excited and really just wanted to do this trip.
It is much more than just seeing those memorials. What we're seeing now is more of a healing process to these Vietnam veterans. There are veterans who have told me if it wasn't for the Honor Flight program, they would still be holding on to these ghosts that are inside of them. There's a lot of Honor Flight magic that happens behind the scenes, and it's not just the memorials anymore. Calling the veterans to tell them they've been selected for a flight, what a great opportunity that is.
So they called us and then surprised my father. The head nurse, Kim, called my dad himself. She got the chance to actually call my dad and say, you've been selected to go to Mission 20. And then from there on out, we went and we visited the Korean War Monument. We went to the Vietnam Wall. And that's when I really got to see my father get very choked up because he had the opportunity to thank his comrades that didn't make it home.
We do a mail call on each and every flight, and we try to reenact mail call because we know how important it was for those veterans when they came back.
He was so proud of the fact that he had the most amount of letters when he got off that airplane. He kept saying, do you see how many cards and letters are in this envelope? They had to actually give him 2 envelopes because there were so many.
They get read over and over and over again by our veterans. They carry them with them wherever they go. There are so many opportunities for our American Legion family to take part in this. First and foremost, if you haven't attended a homecoming in your local area, please do that. It's one of those bucket list things to be able to shake the hand of a veteran and say to them, welcome home and thank you to your service.
He loved the welcome home, and that was a huge part of what Honor Flight really is about, making sure that these veterans get a welcome home. They did this beautiful ceremony. My girlfriend and I dropped him off at, he was in a nursing home. He was very tired, so I put him into his bed, and he woke up in the morning and saw his favorite aide, and he said something about how he was tired, and she said, well, tell me all about it. And he said, I'm tired. I'm gonna take 2 bites of oatmeal and I'll tell you at lunch. Laid down, and unfortunately 13 and a half hours after his honor flight, he passed away. So I think that was the moment that we realized this was such a gift that Honor Flight gave our dad, that he got to have his last mission, and his mission was complete.
I promised my dad on his deathbed that I was going to do something in his honor. So every flight is a tribute to him, and it's a tribute to all of the veterans that we serve. This is what our organization is about.
Have your veterans sign up for Honor Flight. It's an amazing experience. This was an opportunity that our dad really looked forward to.
Honor Flight, to me, is an opportunity to help our veterans heal from the scars of the war that they fought. I'm honored that they did that for me, and if this is a little something that I can give back to them, that's why I do it.
The most important thing is, as an American Legion family, is when we see our veterans, to thank them for their service. But the second thing is to ask them if they've been on an honor flight, and if they haven't, assist them with getting signed up. But let them know that this is an opportunity for us to say thank you to them and to show them the love and support that they so well deserve.
Yes, and this is the Smash Talk topic of the day, the American Legion and the American Legion families, umbrella organizations there within. And we are here today with Global Don, who is a veteran. Again, thank you for your service, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It's my pleasure for sure.
Yes, and before we do part 2 of today's conversation on the American Legion, we want to do station identification because we do have a major sponsor that we would like to share some information about. Can you tell us what's going on coming up, the 8th Annual Riverfront Jazz Festival?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Like you said, the 8th Annual Riverfront Jazz Festival. I'll tell you what, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, kids, and dogs, animals, whatever you want to be, that's going to be there. If you love great music, this is the place to be. August 29th through the 31st. It's a 3-day festival, you guys. Right here again, it's the 8th Annual Riverfront Jazz Festival, created and produced by Emmy Award winner Curtis King, honorary chair, Grammy Award winner Miss Erykah Badu, with a lot of special great talents out there in the likes of Anthony Hamilton, Peebo Bryson, Raheem Devon, and plenty more. Again, get your tickets right now. You can go to Ticketmaster.com, or you can call this phone number right here, 214-743-2441, and reserve your tickets or your tables today. Again, general admission tickets are going, single day tickets are going for $95. 3-day weekend, the entire 3-day pass will be $190. Again, we got the VIPs as well. The Emerald VIP package experience for $600 per day. And we have the Ebony VIP experience going for the entire $900 per day. Again, tables, seats, and everything. You guys make sure you come out and enjoy.
See live on 3 stages. Anthony Hamilton, Peebo Bryson, Kurt Whalum, Stokely, Raheem Devon, Life Jennings, Eric Darius, War, Shay Nicole, Pete Escovedo, Tank and the Bangas, Michael Lincoln with special guest Howard Hewitt, PJ Morton, Doreen Ketchens, Tom Braxton, Ashley J, Lau Tizer Band featuring Karen Briggs, Elliot Yamin and Chili Manucci, Black Dynamite, the Texas Tenors featuring Jason Davis, Shelly Carroll and Quayman Fowler, Gay Arbuckle, Kindred Jazz Group, and more. All at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters 8th Annual Riverfront Jazz Festival on Labor Day weekend, August 29th through 31st at Dallas's Fair Park. For tickets, call the Black Academy of Arts and Letters at 214-743-2400 or Ticketmaster.com. Looking forward to seeing you in Dallas on Labor Day weekend for the Riverfront Jazz Festival.
Yes, we wanted to make sure that we emphasize the Black Academy of Arts and Letters here in the city of Dallas, Texas. Again, August the 29th through the 31st. And we want to say congratulations to Mr. Curtis King, the president and CEO of the Black Academy of Arts and Letters, for such a wonderful event, the 8th Annual Riverfront Jazz Festival. Please get your tickets. Please support the Black Academy of Arts and Letters. So at this time, we want to talk to you about another piece of legislation that we need your support on. Again, this is coming from the American Legion Auxiliary and all of the American Legion, the Auxiliary, the Sons, and the Riders. Can you go ahead and tell us about the next piece of legislation?
Yes, ma'am. Right on. It's called the GI Bill Parity Act, you guys. From protecting our borders and state capitals to delivering pandemic aid, supporting local law enforcement, and serving in combat overseas, National Guard and Reserve service members have been increasingly called upon to comfort unique and dangerous challenges. They often leave their families and civilian employees for lengthy periods of time, right? Sometimes taking significant pay cuts. Yet, despite all we ask for them and all they contribute, they are often denied a cornerstone benefit of service, the Montgomery GI Bill. Currently, the National Guard and Reserve Service members only earn credit toward their post-9/11 GI Bill benefits. When they mobilize and deploy for federal missions, National Guard and Reserve Service members activated under state orders do not accrue eligibility for post-9/11 GI Bill benefits.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the reason why we need everybody to contact your senators and U.S. representatives to make sure that all of our service people are being paid.
Right.
And so that is the reason why we have need for the GI Bill Parity Act.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much for that,
You're welcome.
Global Don. Now, at this time, what we want to do is share with you about 2 more organizations within the American Legion family. The first one being the Sons of the Legion, and then after that, we will show you information about the American Legion Riders. Take it away.
Welcome to the Sons of the American Legion. We are a service organization dedicated to truly helping our veterans and military families in need. And we need you to make it happen. Gentlemen, you can become a member of the Sons if your parents or grandparents served our great nation during a time of war. Let's honor their service and sacrifice, knowing they were willing to pay the ultimate price. And together, we can make a better tomorrow for our veterans today. The Sun stands strong on the 4 pillars of the American Legion. Pillar 1, Veteran Affairs and Rehabilitation. Pillar 2, National Security. Pillar 3, Americanism. And Pillar 4, Children and Youth, the future of America. Now that you've heard the call, it's time for you to get involved. Join our American Legion family today. We are honored to have you aboard, son.
Riders are a group of people that got together. They do share all the same common interest in motorcycling and the American Legion. And what they've done is use that association to promote the programs of the American Legion through their community, state, and nation.
The American Legion Riders first formed in 1993 as a small chapter in Garden City, Michigan. They've since grown into a national program of the American Legion, but their strength still lies in the local Legion posts. Today, there are tens of thousands of riders organized in over 1,000 chapters across the nation, supporting the ideals and programs of the American Legion family. They take care of our troops and their families through fundraising, special projects, and ceremonies.
The Legion Riders is a unique opportunity for people like me who have a passion for veterans and military and family service and community service, and also have a passion for motorcycle riding. And the Legion Riders give us an opportunity to do both at the same time, and life doesn't get any better than that.
I think probably the most important thing that we need to remember about the riders is that we're not riders who are legionnaires. We're legionnaires who like to ride. They are a significant program that's a great recruiting tool, not only for the Legion, but for the auxiliary and the SAL. Where we happen to live at in Panama City, it's a great recruiting tool for active duty military. Our little post has about 50 active duty military members in it right now, both men and women that we support, and the 50 of them are riders.
Well, the Legion Riders are a group of American Legion family members who share the same interests, and that's motorcycles. And whether you're SAL or whether you're auxiliary or whether you're a Legion,
I guess the difference with the Legion Riders is we're not a motorcycle club. We're an association formed to promote the goals of the American Legion. And we show ourselves to the public in a different light. I mean, we do have these vests, but we also use Legion caps or berets that identify us with the American Legion. And we're constantly out in the public doing things that promote the goals of the American Legion.
Motorcycle riders are by nature fairly adventurous, independent-minded people, and we just get to hang together and exercise our freedoms while we're supporting those who have made the freedoms possible.
We help raise money for the soldiers that are wounded. We go out to funerals and have flag ceremonies at the funerals, help as the honor guards, anything we can to support the veterans.
The nature of motorcycle riding is that you encounter obstacles every day and you overcome them and you keep moving forward. And I think that the Legion Riders brings that same spirit to the American Legion programs. We may encounter problems, we may encounter challenges, but we're going to figure out how to overcome them, and we're going to push forward.
American Legion Riders brings a whole new enthusiasm to some areas of the American Legion, and they hope to promote some good fundraising ideas, some good community service, and there again, it's probably an enthusiasm that many posts have not seen for a while.
What the Legion Riders brings to the post and to the Legion is an abundance of energy.
Well, I think that the American Legion Riders are obviously here to stay. They're going to continue to grow. They're going to continue to be an asset to the American Legion Auxiliary, and the Sons of the American Legion. And I think the nation is better off because we're here.
On 3 stages, Anthony Hamilton, Peebo Bryson, Kurt Whalum, Stokely, Raheem Devon, Life Jennings, Eric Darius, War, Shay Nicole, Pete Escovedo, Tank and the Bangas, Michael Lincoln with special guest Howard Hewitt, PJ Morton, Doreen Ketchens, Tom Braxton, Ashley J, Lau Tizer Band featuring Karen Briggs, Elliot Gammon and Chili Manucci, Black Dynamite, the Texas Tenors featuring Jason Davis, Shelly Carroll and Quayman Fowler, Gay Arbuckle, Kindred Jazz Group, and more. All at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters 8th Annual Riverfront Jazz Festival on Labor Day weekend, August 29th through 31st at Dallas's Fair Park. For tickets, call the Black Academy of Arts and Letters at 214-743-2400 or Ticketmaster.com. Looking forward to seeing you in Dallas on Labor Day weekend for the Riverfront Jazz Festival.